All right, like jumping into a giant tub of bubblegum, it's time to get stuck into some Ask SP questions. Though I don't recommend ever actually jumping into a giant tub of bubblegum, even if you somehow manage to find one. Let me know if you do though. Anyway, let's start with our first video, and this one comes to us from Serafina.
Hi, it's Serafina here, and I have a few questions. My first question is, what is the best game on a PS4? And my second question is, on a PS4, can you get Roblox? Bye!
Oh, thanks, Serafina. To answer your question about the best PS4 game, well, as we always say, it's pretty hard to name just one best game. How could you choose between all those PS4 classics like Ratchet and Clank, Little Big Planet 3, Tearaway Unfolded? Oh, and Dreams, especially if you fancy making your own games or trying out some community creations. And of course, there are heaps of great games for PS4 that are available across multiple platforms too, like Minecraft, the Lego games, Rocket League, Untitled Goose Game, Tetris Effect, Rayman Legends, The Outer Wilds, Journey, and one of my personal favourites, My Time at Porsche. Oh, and a new fave from this year, Deliver Us the Moon, if you're okay with a bit of scary space stuff. As for Roblox on the PS4, well, I'm sorry to say it doesn't look like Roblox is officially playable on the PlayStation 4. And while you may be able to reach the Roblox site using the PS4's web browser and even sign in and everything, you're not able to properly download and install Roblox or play any games using that method. So for now, it seems Roblox players will have to stick to playing on Xbox One, PC, or mobile devices. Right, well, moving on now, and next up we have a video from Maxwell.
Hi, my name's Maxwell and I have two questions. One, what was the first ever video game made? Two, will you ever make a game based on Good Games 4.0?
Thanks, Maxwell. I'm pretty sure we learnt about the first video game ever made during that whole Apocalypse fiasco, but at the risk of a noob cupping, I'm gonna get Darren to answer this one. Won't be a minute.
Hello, this is Darren.
Hey Darren, just a question here about the first video game ever made.
Ah, tremendous! One of my favourite topics. Of course, one could argue there are a few examples of the first video game, depending on how you look at it. In fact, there was an interactive electronic device known as the cathode ray tube amusement device, dating all the way back to the 1940s. And there were other examples, like the bouncing ball program, which showed off real-time text and graphics in action, though this was more of a technical demonstration than a game. Then, in the 1950s, we saw computer programs based on games like tic-tac-toe, chess, and tennis. Following these, there was 1962's Space War, aka Computer Space, a sci-fi game made for MIT's PDP-1 minicomputer. It included the use of physics and was eventually made available on a range of devices, including arcade machines. But overall, it is quite difficult to give one single, simple answer to that one. That just makes it all the more interesting though, don't you think?
Oh yeah, no, fascinating. Well, thanks for the history lesson, Darren.
Oh, you're most welcome.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
As for whether we'll ever make a GGSP game, well, that's a bit of a tricky one. We're not exactly game developers ourselves. But a while ago, Goose teamed up with an awesome young coder called Julian on a series about how to make games using Scratch. They created a GGSP Invaders game in the process. You can still search that series out online and even download the graphics and sounds for yourself. But they may be a bit out of date now. I'm not sure if we'll do something like that again, though it sure would be pretty cool. I'd love to see little rad Gem and Will sprites and an updated Darren, of course. Might have to think about that one. Anyway, I think we have time for one more quick question, and let's make it a video from Noah.
Hi GGSP, I have one question for you. Is there any sign of Animal Crossing coming to Xbox One this year? Toodles!
Wow, Noah, that's some really impressive stop-motion animation you got going there. Very nice. But in answer to your question, I'm sorry to say it's unlikely we'll be seeing Animal Crossing on Xbox One this year. Or really, ever. It's just one of those games that's really closely associated with Nintendo platforms. Aside from the occasional exception where you might see, say, a mobile game spin-off like Pocket Camp, Nintendo makes games for their own consoles. And Animal Crossing New Horizons has also been a huge success for Nintendo, so I imagine they'd want to hold on to that Switch exclusivity. But all is not lost. If you like the look of Animal Crossing, you might want to check out Ooblets for the Xbox One. It's still in early access at the moment, but like Animal Crossing, there's lots of colourful, charming fun to be had in a quaint little village filled with quirky characters. My Time at Portia, which I mentioned earlier, also has a similar sort of vibe. And on that note, we better wrap up Ask SP for another week. If you have a question for us, go here and send it in. And make it a video question for your chance to see yourself on the screen and also score some sweet GGSP goodies like a hat or beanie and stickers and a pin. And let me tell you, the GGSP beanies coming in mighty handy this time of year. I'm so snug. I'm snug as a bug in a rug. I just need a mug of hot chocolate. Oh, that's a really good idea. Thanks, me. You're welcome, me.